For example number 8, we're going to find all the zeros for our polynomial. So make sure that you write here. I think I made a mistake on this screenshot. It said minus 60 and it did not have the plus 2x, so make sure that you add the 2x to the polynomial. This one, they give us that 1 plus 3i is a 0 of f. So this is another way a question can be asked. Remember that a 0 can be, if they give you a 0 to be a number, let's say that 8 was a 0, then we just go straight out to synthetic division and then do that. But since we have a complex 0, remember a complex 0 has a pair. So again, this one's a little work. So we have x minus parentheses 1 minus 3i. So we change the sign inside. And we're all going to multiply that again with its pair, which is x minus parentheses 1 plus 3i parentheses. Remember, our next step is to group. So when group these, well, you distribute the negative, right? So before we group, let's go ahead and distribute. That way you see, so it's minus 1 plus 3i. And then over here we have x minus 1 minus 3i. We could go ahead and group. So I'm going to put brackets. So I'm going to group x minus 1 plus 3i. And then we're going to group also x plus minus 1. And then we have minus 3i with brackets. So from here we get x minus 1 squared, since we have 2 of these. And then we're going to multiply 3i times negative 3i, which gives us negative 9i squared. And remember, I squared is just negative 1, so we end up with 9. So here we get plus 9. And hopefully now you are able to do this almost instantly. We have x squared minus 2x plus 1. So remember, that comes from this. So a plus or a minus b squared. So all you have to do is just a squared minus, since there's a negative, 2 times a times b, and then plus b squared. It's plus because you have a negative b times a negative b, which is positive. So this is how we get this part. And remember that we're going to add a 9 to it. So now we have x squared minus 2x plus 10. So this is what we get from our complex zeros. We're going to use this to divide into our f of x. So we're going to use long division to break this polynomial down. So here, remember, always check your exponents. So here we are not missing any, so we're good. Now I'm going to divide, and in here I have my equation, x to the fourth. Remember this, we take the first term from the inside, divided by the first term of the outside. So here we get x squared. I line it up with our x squared. Go ahead and going to multiply. So here I have x to the fourth. Here I have minus 2x cubed. And here I have plus 10x squared. And remember that once we put the parentheses, we're going to change the sign. So I'm going to change color real quick. That way you see, here I'm going to put a minus, because that changes the sign for the x cubed. I mean x to the fourth. Here I have a minus, so this one will be a positive. This one's positive, so this becomes negative. And once we do that, let's go ahead and, so x to the fourth minus x to the fourth is 0. And then we have 3x squared negative 3x squared plus 2x cubed. I'm sorry, negative 3x cubed plus 2x cubed, so we get a negative x cubed. And here we have 6, so it's positive 6x squared minus 10x squared, so we get minus 4x squared. Go ahead and drop the 2x, so we're going to have plus 2x. Again, the same thing, first term from the inside divided by the first term of the outside, so here we get negative x, so we have minus x. So distribute, so here we have negative x cubed plus 2x squared, and we have minus 10x. Parentheses, put this negative on the outside, so remember that changes the sign, so this one should be a plus, this is a negative, and this is a plus. So here the first term we get 0. You have negative 4x squared minus 2x squared, so that's a negative 6x squared. Positive 2x plus 10x, so plus 12x. And then we drop the 60, so minus 60. We're almost there, so we have here 6x, negative 6x squared over x squared, so negative 6, so minus 6. So minus 6x squared plus 12x, and then we have minus 60. Parentheses, so that changes the sign of here, so we have plus, minus, plus. So here we end up with 0. All right, so what are we looking for? Find all zeros. Okay, so we're going to get this, x squared minus x minus 6. This one should be pretty simple to factor. So we have x and x. Two numbers, when multiply gives us negative 6, and when you add them gives us negative 1. So that could be negative 3 and plus 2. So our 0 here, remember when we're doing zeros, here our x is equal to 3, here our x is equal to negative 2. So our zeros here would be x is equal to negative 2, x is equal to 3. Go ahead and give the complex, so we have 1 plus 3i. And then we have x equal to 1 minus 3i.